Well, you guys, it was bound to happen sooner or later. Look at this. I got a guy over here filming, guy over here with a big tripod, and a CBC truck over there. So I'm guessing they're probably doing a newscast on the parking lot. And that's what happens when you leave stuff out all over the place. Keep it clean, everybody. This stuff won't happen.
Chicken wing?
Chicken.
Now, like always, anytime CBC does a newscast on vehicle dwellers, whether it's good or bad, it always seems to lead to bad news for us. And only the next morning after they revealed their video, I got pulled over for the first time in years. Thankfully, the cop was friendly and everything went smoothly. He was simply just curious and ran my plate. But when our neighbors create a mess and make it look bad for all of us, that's the kind of stuff that happens. And that was enough of a nudge for us to decide to move out and find another spot, so we don't get caught up in any of the backlash that comes with all of the mess created in the area.
Oh, what a beautiful spot. Turtles here, crystals here. Some kind of blue vans here. Weird. Anyway, let's go get a coffee.
Now, if any of you have watched my previous video, you know that I got this brand new, to me, 1996 Chevy Express 2500. And today will be the first day of many where we get to dig in and see what's all inside this big, beautiful beast.
Oh yeah, it's my van. Good morning, you guys. I'm actually filming on the OG phone today. The OG phone today. Mainly just because I forgot my other phone in my other van. It's getting a lot, you know. This is getting to be a lot. Which van do I have stuff in? Oh, starting to feel like the big guy with multiple vehicles going on here. Anyway, we're gonna go get a coffee for the morning. We have a little bit of a crew all gathered together in a little more quiet area. And I'll explain why here in a little bit. For right now, we'll get my morning coffee, get around to coffee for the guys, and check in with you guys in a few minutes. God, that smell of coffee in the morning. I'm telling you. I know personally, you know, I lack a lot of energy due to my stomach issues. I know coffee's probably not helping in any sort of way, but it does help give me energy in the morning, I guarantee you. Every day morning coffee is
Okay, you guys, so we're in here, we got the first panel ripped off, and this is what you guys remember seeing in the last video. And the reason I'm ripping all this off is because insulation without poly is just asking for respiratory issues or something like that. And as much as I'd love to click my fingers and have some magic remove all of this, it did take some elbow grease. But in the end, I got it all removed, and I was completely blown away with what amazing shape they kept this van in over the years. The last thing I have to do for insulation wise is remove the insulation from the doors and it'll all be done. But I mean, look at the shape of even the back door floor. Usually this is a spot where they wear out and rust a lot from just being scratched up and being used as a work van. Now once we get over to that side, you'll see exactly what work this van did. Also, this is the amount of insulation that came out of it so far, and all of the wood. And don't worry, eventually I will take all of this, put it into the van, and dispose of it properly. Also, for all of the wood that I'm not going to use, Chris in the minibus is actually going to repurpose it for building out his minibus, so check that out on his channel, Turtle Van. Now that we're over to the barn doors, which I'm really excited to actually work, we can see what kind of work this van used to do. And can you guys guess? I think it was landscaping. But overall, the van's in amazing shape. It's just going to take some elbow grease to clean all of this up and make it look like a brand new, fresh slate. Even the rubber carpet's going to come up. Everything's going to get wiped down, and we're going to make this shell look like brand new. And it's been really cool seeing the little differences in both vans. Like here, this is an actual light, so you can see where you step. And there's one on each door. Also, we noticed upon purchasing and when we were looking at the van that it had the sticker here for propane. Now originally I had thought that maybe it was just for carrying propane, but the more we looked at the van, it was clear that this thing actually used to be ran on propane. And according to the VIN, when I registered the van, that is correct. Anyway, back to business. My next step is to rip up this rubber carpet and maybe even take the 2 front seats up and take that carpet up as well. But we'll see. And a lot of you have been talking about this rear heater in the comments, and I'm still unsure about this, but we'll see in the future. Also, that dent you see is the only bit of damage that I can find over the entire van so far, which I'm very excited about. Now, time to get back to work. See you guys in a bit. Alright, you guys, huge success here today. Thanks to Mr. Blair for letting me use his vacuum here. We got it all cleaned out. We got all the insulation out. I haven't wiped it down yet. I have just removed the insulation, give it a really good vacuum sweep. Got the rubber mat out, all both sides, really cool. So now the journey can begin. This looks 10 times better. Like I said, I'm gonna go through and wipe everything down. The back doors do have a little bit of dents on them, so I think I might switch out those back doors, which from what I can see is pretty easy. These side doors is something I never want to touch because these pins right here are just, I don't know, but they're just impossible. Even for right here, I plan to get someone to properly weld up right along here, because this seems to be where they give out a lot of the times and they end up snapping and seizing up. So patch that up when we patch the window up. These doors, however, are going to be staying on the van, so these are the next ones that I have to take the panels off, gut the insulation out, clean it all up, and get it all ready. Oh, it feels so good to have 2 working doors. Don't mind the wires. I did this on purpose to get the insulation out of the top portions right there. And yeah, it's looking really good, you guys. I'm super happy with how this is turning out. Most of the wood that came out of here, Chris in the minibus is actually going to be reusing, and I want to go all fresh wood with this thing. It's going to take a nice while, but I have a plan which will allow me to kind of live in this white one while I build this blue one out. So stay with me and I'll introduce that very shortly. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. I think I might end up keeping the rubber carpet. What I'm going to do is bring it to a car wash, clean it off really well, get rid of that garbage insulation that hangs on the bottom of the underlay of the carpets, and do everything proper, you know. I'm really excited for this, you guys. I ended up pulling like 4 bags of garbage, 4 bags of insulation, sorry, out of there, as you guys can see. And that big piece of plywood that came out of there, Chris is reusing right now. Look how clean he's got this thing looking. So that'll eventually be his new bed, which is really cool. And yeah, we're gonna clean up our mess here, and I'm gonna throw all of this mess back into here for the night. I just don't want anybody coming by and saying anything about a mess. And also the stuff, I'm gonna divide this van probably right now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the back for garbage and stuff that I'm gonna end up throwing away when I get to do a garbage run where I can dump stuff off. I'm gonna section it off so that garbage is at the back, and all of the stuff that's in the white one that's kind of been clutter for me, I'm gonna take out, put in this one. That way I have a storage unit basically, which is really cool. Never had one of those before, I'll tell you what. And being able to build this van out and take my time with it is something I didn't have the privilege on doing with this one. With them being pretty similar, I do have a layout in mind that I want to do. It's going to be quite similar to the white one, but just little changes because it's shorter. Because right now, my closet that used to sit here, my bed, even on the white one, ends at the wheel walls. I still want to do that style bed setup for this thing. And where the bed ends at the wheel walls, I'll no longer be able to have my big closet here. So it's going to be a little bit of a different layout, but the bed is going to be still the same, going right across the wheel walls. So And I have a cool trick where my bed is actually lower than just about, I don't think there's anybody that's got a lower bed than me in these Chevy Expresses. And I'll show you exactly how I do that once I go to build it. I have the same setup in this one. And I remember when Chrome jumped in this one and sat on my bed, he was like, wow, you could actually sit up in here without touching your head. And if you raise your bed, which a lot of people do, you lose the, you know, the sitting upness of when you're in bed. I like having that. A lot of times I wake up and my stomach's killing me, and I just need to get up and puke or just get up in a rush. So I like having the ability to sit up in bed, or even, you know, and yeah. Anyway, enough of just talking nonsense. We're gonna come in here tomorrow and clean all of this up, wipe it all down, and I'm also gonna be taking the passenger and driver's seat out, getting underneath that carpet and everything as well, and I'll show you guys that as we get there tomorrow. But for right now, you guys, I'm beat and my back is killing me and is telling me, like, what the hell are you thinking doing another van build? But I think it's gonna all work out. And like I say, the only thing I really wanted to rush to do was to get this thing gutted out, so then I know what I'm working with and be able to do measurements. So I have that accomplished. Get rid of this garbage, kind of sort out, divvy up the weight of in between both vans, and get to building. You know, I have a lot of plans for this thing. You know, I share a lot of them with the Patreon group. Because of the Patreon group that this van is even possible. So yeah, I like sharing it all with them and showing them what and where it's going to be going. So a lot of people think, like, you know, camper van, right? You know, I'm gonna go big lift kit, tires, go off-roading, winch, all of that sort of stuff. But you know, I grew up in Newfoundland and I've done my share of off-roading and bushwhacking and being in the woods. That's not my main goal. My main goal with this thing is to, you know, be stylish. You know, I really want it to look nice. With this thing, I've always had, like, people come up to me and say, you know, okay, you got an old work van. Right? I want this thing, I want to have pride in my vehicle. Recently, in a lot of my videos, I haven't been doing, like, end shot B-rolls of the van, like, you know, me settling down for the night or me waking up in the morning. That's really just because I've been really frustrated with looking at this white van, you know, with all of its dents and hanging off doors, and it was just too much. I just didn't want to deal with it. So having the love and passion back for a vehicle is really that kick in the pants that I needed. And like I say, I can't thank you all enough on Patreon and YouTube and everybody who's helped me make this possible. You guys are absolutely amazing, you know. Like I mentioned before, I did want to make this happen myself, but you guys hopped in real quick, and you know, we made this happen. I said on Patreon that you know, if it was meant to happen, it would happen, and by golly, you guys made it happen. So let's make this into a future beautiful retirement home for this guy one day. You know, I'm really excited for that. I got a lot of plans, you know. Hopefully be able to do racing seats and a lot of cool stuff. I'm so excited, you guys. Oh, woo! It's gonna be so cool to be able to share all of this with you. But for tonight, I'm gonna get back cleaning this stuff up. I'll check in with you guys a little later on once I settle into the white van.
2,000 years later.
Alright, you guys, we're back here in the van and got everything cleaned up outside. I'm extremely exhausted, but really happy to have gotten all that stuff done on the van today. It gives a clean slate for a fresh new build, and I'm extremely excited to dig into it. But first, I would like to get done all the stuff that you would usually do when you buy a vehicle, which is change fluids, spark plugs, and all that sort of stuff. I noticed that it did have a little exhaust leak, and also the transmission rattle on startup and stuff like that we're going to dig into. So all of that will come into the next video, or a video coming up, I'm sure. But for now, I'm just going to rest, relax, and we'll see you guys on the next one. But remember, never give up on living life, because life truly is the most precious thing we have. See you guys on the next one.